Let's talk about me being at the gym just now. I was just at the gym and I actually started Twitch streaming today. And I started Twitch streaming today for the first time just because I have, a lot of connections and of people who do Twitch and social media and stuff like that. I was like, why not expand? Why not expand on everything? Put myself on different platforms. You know what I'm saying? Put my face more out there. Let me go ahead and get on Twitch. I got on Twitch. It was good. It was fun. It was a learning experience. I'm gonna keep doing it. So make sure you follow me on Twitch at I am Kalima. I noticed like standing out, bro. Standing out is really like, it's nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie. And this is what I think you call imposter syndrome. Because when you truly feel like you're not supposed to be in the position that you're in, it can make you feel like you're standing out for the wrong reasons, right? It makes you paranoid that people are watching you. It makes you feel like you don't fit in, you don't belong. It makes you feel all these things. But at the end of the day, it makes you stronger. So my whole message is to be okay with standing out. As I'm doing these things, I'm taking you guys with me to let you know that this is not something that you're alone in, okay? If you're an entrepreneur and you are trying to embark on your entrepreneurship journey, let's say you're into fitness, right? And you're on your fitness journey and you want to record in the gym because you want to document your journey, right? You don't want to be like some big fitness influencer, but you want to document your journey, but you're too scared to bring your tripod in the gym because you're afraid that people might think you're trying to be something. What if you do want to be something? What if you do want to be something, bro? Can you not? Is it bad to... When did it stop being cool to try, bro? Bro, when did it stop being cool to try? Nowadays, there's too many people scared of being wannabes. Go be a wannabe. Go be a wannabe. I'm a wannabe. And a will be. I'm a wannabe and a will be. The difference between a want to be and a will be is a wannabe is a half-asser. A wannabe is a half-asser. A wannabe is scared of they're thinking about what everybody's thinking about them. A wannabe is somebody who is not really giving their all, but is just trying to do something to try to make it look like they're trying to do something. You might as well just not do it. Because everybody can tell that you're just a wannabe. The will be, own that shit. Own that shit, boy. Own that shit, boy. Right? Own it, bro. Own it. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you are actively pursuing, we are will bees. Will bees. Forget the whole wannabe thing. You know what I'm saying? It's still cool to try. It's still cool to aspire. It's still cool to pursue. Let me tell you something, bro. This life is a game, and you are a video game character, okay? I like to think of this life like a story mode game, okay? It makes everything so much easier. And this is not a Sims character game. You're not a Sims character, okay? You're too special for that. You're too above average for that, okay? You're the type, you recognize other, Sims characters, right? You recognize the bots, the people who just have little floating diamond over them and just doing the basic things that society has told them to do, right? They're just doing the basic things, right? You're not a Sims character, right? You are a will be. You stand out, and that is okay to stand out. You have to be okay with letting people perceive you. You have to be okay with letting people judge you. You have to be okay with standing out in a good, positive, negative, or bad light. It doesn't matter at the end of the day because you are a will be. And when you are a will be, and when you will be successful, who's laughing? Because I'll be laughing to the bank. I'll be laughing to the bank. I will be laughing to the bank. Right? While the people you're worried about, who you think is judging you, is still doing the regular schmegular degular. Right? So if you are too scared of these people, you might as well just lump yourself in that category of people who are just regular, degular, schmegulars. Lump yourself in that category of regular, degular, schmegulars and go be comfortable in that group. It's okay to stand out. Right? This all goes back to my main message. If you see yourself as valuable enough, if you see yourself as worth it enough, nothing will stop you. No fear will stop you. You'll move through the fear. We're human. We're going to have fear. We're going to have this, this natural, what's the word for it? This natural fear. It's like a natural fear, right? This natural, it's just a natural fear. You're going to have this natural fear. It's okay. The wannabe will stop at the fear. Okay? The wannabe will stop at the fear. The wannabe will not progress through the fear. The will-be will recognize the fear. Say, okay, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit scared. But because I am this person who has such a high standard for themselves, I cannot go below that standard because then I'm just like the regular, degular, schmegular. Don't waste your time trying to be a will-be. You're not one of us. You're not one of us. The will-bees are laughing at the regular, degulars. The will-bees are laughing at the regular, degulars. Okay? Because I know this is a game. Okay? This is a pattern. You have to be embarrassed first. You have to be judged first. You have to go through the humiliation ritual. You have to do it while no one's watching. You have to talk to yourself at 0 viewers before you're allowed to pass the barrier of entry to make you a will-be. You have to go through that stuff. It's just the game. It's just part of the game. Okay? Look at the patterns. Look at the trends. I'm not just saying no random stuff. This is a pattern. This is a trend. Pay attention. Okay? This all goes back to my main message. Like I said, if you see yourself as worthy enough, if you see yourself as valuable enough, this will be your entrepreneurship goals, right? Your fitness goals, your life goals, right? These things that are above average, your above average goals, you'll be unstoppable at them. You can't do anything but pursue those goals. Because you see yourself as valuable enough. You see yourself as worthy enough. So the question is how? The question is not how do I see myself as worthy enough? We already know. I'm going to pound this into your brain. The way to build yourself up into to feel like you're inherently worthy, inherently valuable, is to stick to your systems, to stick to your routine. Right? That's basic. That's basic. We know that. That's basic knowledge now. We know this. And this is something that people understand. They understand, and then they say, well, but, yeah, I know I should, but, right? Sounds like you, right? Because it sounds like, it sounded like me when I used to be a half-asser. When I used to be a half-asser, it sounded like me. When I said, I'm not going to bring my tripod in the gym today, I'm just going to work out. When I did that negotiation with myself because there was no consequences, no system to stick to, that's how I sounded. Like a half-asser. Like a regular, schmegular, degular. Right? Knowing I need to be more and I wanted to be more, but I couldn't find it in myself to be, I didn't feel worthy enough. I thought if I stood out too much, I was going to be corny or lame or, just too many people watching me or, smirking and laughing at me. I thought of those things too much because I'm just thinking about them over my thoughts. I'm thinking about their thoughts over mine. Right? Because their thoughts matter than mine, right? Yeah. Because their thoughts matter more than mine. Why would their thoughts matter more than mine? The regular, degular, schmegular person. Why would their thoughts matter more than mine? Right? So the question is not how do I get myself to be more valuable? How do I make myself feel? The question is not how do I make myself feel more valuable or inherently worthy? It's why don't I? Because when you address that problem of, why don't I already feel worthy? Why don't I already feel valuable? Why don't I prioritize myself? Right? When you find that question, when you answer that question, that will help you to build the story in your head. That will help you to understand your story. That will prompt you to go back and think, maybe it's because, and I'll, use myself for example. Maybe it's because I've allowed myself to let other people build me up. I've allowed other people to place the worthiness on me. I've allowed other people to give me the self-confidence, right? And not self-confidence because it didn't come from myself, obviously, if someone gave it to me, right? I've allowed other people to place this sense of worth over me. And I took that and I took it for myself and I gave myself this fake confidence. I gave myself this fake worthiness, right? Does it sound like you? Right? So instead of asking, how do I do that? Because you're not in the right state, the mental state yet to even ask that question, how do I do that? Because if you tried, it wouldn't work. You wouldn't be, if you tried to finally go, okay, you know what? How do I get myself to, feel more inherently? Okay, maybe start going to the gym more and doing this consistently and let me do this more consistently. You wouldn't even be able to stick to the systems or routine that you want to do to help build yourself up to more of a confident, inherently valuable person. Because you're not in the right mental state. You don't have the right mindset or mentality yet. So the first part is to ask yourself, why don't I? Go back, build your story out, understand your story. Okay, you know what? It's because I've allowed this person. I used to allow my family to, allow their words to hurt me and stuff like that. And, my friends and whatnot, I used to follow that crowd and, I wasn't myself and I used to just assume their personality. So because I didn't trust myself to be myself, I'm speaking for myself right now. Really, I really used to not trust myself to be myself because I didn't think my true self was worthy enough of coming out and showing face because I thought that Seth was lame. I thought that Seth was corny. I thought that Seth wouldn't be accepted because I was looking for acceptance. I was begging for worthiness. I was begging for value. I was begging for, you know what I'm saying? That's what your energy is giving off when you don't allow yourself to be true to yourself or authentic, right? So I'll speak for myself. When I couldn't be true and authentic to myself, I'm just allowing people to place self-confidence on me. I'm allowing people to place value on me. And then guess what? They can take it right back. They can take it right back. The only person whose words can affect me, honestly, y'all, is my mom. My mom's words, that's the only, oh my gosh, my thumb. Oh, my finger. Yo, oh my gosh, I'm cramping up. Oh my gosh. I just came from the gym, y'all, so I need to drink my water. So yeah, the only person's words who can really affect me is my mom's. Because, as a kid, your parents help you to establish your value. Your parents help you to establish your self-worth. They build you up. So naturally, their words can really tear you down, right? In my case, those are my mom is the only one who can really make me feel any type of way with her words. Anybody else's words don't really matter. But at the same time, I've also had experiences where I didn't trust myself to be myself around other people. So I just assume whoever I think is the coolest identity. I assume whoever I think that other people want me to be, right? Because I didn't trust myself to be authentic and true to myself, right? So yeah, people can take it right back if you allow them to. Build out your story, understand the story, pinpoint the trauma, the pain, right? Oh, it's because I didn't trust, you know what I'm saying? I didn't trust myself then to be myself around those people. That's why I did, you know what I'm saying? Journal it if you have to. Write out a timeline of all the past traumas and experiences that you've ever had and whatnot if you have to. Journal. Right? Simple steps to journal. When you wake up in the morning, after exercising, before exercising, write down the 3 needle moving tasks, that you need to do for the day. Only 3, the top 3. Okay? At night, before or after exercising, write down the 3 needle moving tasks you need to do for the next day. Also make sure you actually check off the other 3 needle moving tasks that you assigned for yourself at the beginning of the day, right? Because you intentionally wrote those down, right? When you journal, you intentionally write things down, right? It's not just just a journal, right? You're damn near narrating your life. You're narrating your life like a goddamn video game, bro. It's like a video game. Allow it. Be different. Allow it. You're different. Believe it. You know it. Believe it. That's really all I gotta say, man. This life is a video game, bro. It's like a video game like story. You know what I'm saying? And once you figure out the pattern, once you figure out your story, you go, ding. I know how this goes. And then once you figure out that pain, once you figure out the trauma, once you figure out what has caused you to stay in this chaotic loop, this mediocre lifestyle loop, this below average to average, just doing enough loop, right? That makes you think that it's okay to I'm okay with what I have, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with where I'm at. And leave out the part where you want more. You all know you want more. We all know we want more. If you don't, okay, cool. Stay where you're at. You know what I'm saying? If you really find happiness in where you are, cool. But I'm talking to the people who are half-assing because they're too scared of the pain that it's going to take to progress. The acknowledgement of the pain. Acknowledging the pain starts with truth. I hope I'm not too all over the place. I hope you guys are following, really. Right? And if you're seeing this, leave a comment down below about how you feel about my thought structure, if my thought structure makes sense, and if you're able to understand the whole way through, okay? Other than that, pinpoint that pain in your story, and that will allow you, pinpoint the pain in your story, and that will allow you to move on to then fixing your mindset, right? Pinpoint the pain, and then you can fix your mindset, right? Then you can fix that mental state. Then you can get in the right mental state. Then you can start working on that mental state. Okay? And then once you start working on that mental state, then you can stick to the system. Then you can stick to the routine. Then you can stick to the structure. But without the mental state, the right mentality, the right mindset, you will not be able to stick to that structure, that routine, that system. And the system is what will allow you to be sure of success. The system is what will allow you to be sure of success. Fix the mental first. Fix the mindset. Fix the mentality, right? And then that will allow you to stick to the system, which will allow you to be sure of your success. The system will allow you to damn, y'all. The system will allow you to be sure of success. The system will allow you to be sure of success. Your system and structure will allow you to be sure of success. Because when you're doing what you know works for you, it's just time and compounding wins. And guess what? You're always winning. And when you're always winning, that standard just keeps getting higher and higher. When you're this high and your standards are this high, you look at schmegular deglers, you look at schmegular regulars, regular people like they're down here. And that's what makes it easy to progress past the fear. And that's what makes it easier to stand out. To be sure that you're different, to know that you're different, right? That's what allows me to go around saying, I know what I'm doing. I'm just sticking to the system. I'm just sticking to the plan. I'm just sticking to the routine, man. I know what I'm doing. The system will allow you to be sure of your success. I think I touched on all points, right? So like I said, I went to the gym. At first, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm bringing in my 2 phones and streaming on Twitch. And then I remembered, I said, damn, I'm him. Man, look at me, bro. I have to just keep reminding myself. It's easier to remind myself. It's easier to just be. Because I just stick to my systems every day and I know what I'm doing. I know who I am. I'm the biggest. I'm the biggest. I'm the best. I'm him. You can't play with me. You can't touch me. I'm him. And I know this. I know it. I believe it. Because I stick to the system, I stick to the routine, I stick to the plan, which allows me to be sure of my success. I'm not even where I want to be yet. I know this because I did this with fitness. I used to be skinny. Really skinny. And then I realized one day I don't like how I look. It started with being truthful to myself. You see the pattern? The pattern for success, seeing success, starts with being truthful to yourself. I looked at myself in the mirror one day. I said, damn, I look like a little boy, bro. I'm at victim weight. I look like a little boy. And I'm also recounting all the past experience, because this was in high school. In high school, I used to look like a little boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm skinny, and I'm in athletics, and all my friends is playing football and stuff, and they all muscular and whatnot. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, damn, I look like a little ass boy. I look like a little ass kid. I don't like this. It's making me self-conscious and insecure. So I'm working out. I'm working. And I'm sticking to the systems. But it started with being truthful to myself. Hold on, y'all. Thought I saw somebody just now. Whew. It's dark outside. It started with being truthful to myself. Let me not lose my train of thought. I was in a flow, boy. I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, I don't like the way I look. I was truthful. For the first time, I was insecure and self-conscious. And that truthfulness, that pain, allowed me to get in the mindset of somebody who wanted to now get bigger, who wanted to now put on weight, who now wanted to get in the gym. Right? And I stuck to a system. I stuck to a routine. I stuck to a fitness plan, a split, whatever you want to call it. I stuck to it. And that was all I could do. For like 6 months. I was going crazy. My first 6 months taking fitness seriously. Because I used to do athletics and stuff like that, but I was always average in athletics, you know? I was always average in athletics because of the same mindset, because I never thought of myself as worthy enough to be the team captain, or worthy enough to be the team leader, or worthy enough to be the fastest on the team. Never worthy enough, never worthy, right? It's a common pattern within my lifestyle, right? So beyond that, past that, right? Finally, when I stuck to fitness, when I realized and I was truthful with myself and I said, I don't like the way I look, for the first 6 months, when I started going crazy in the gym, the first 6 months, all I did was stick to the system. All I did was stick to my fitness split. All I did was stick to my gym routine. Right? All I was thinking about was that. When I'm eating for that. Not because I want to eat 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. Man, that was mental. That was mental, having to eat almost up to eating up to 3. I said 3,000 to 4,000 calories, like really like 2,000 to 3,000 calories. That was mental, having to eat 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day, trying to just get it in, whatever. It was unhealthy too, but even if it was unhealthy, it helped me to get to my goal weight-wise. I had to do anything I could to get there. And I was only doing everything I could to get there. Sticking to that system, sticking to those principles, sticking to these habits that allowed me to reach and pursue my goal. Because that's all I cared about. Why? Because I identified the pain. I was truthful with myself about the pain I was going through, which was I'm skinny, I'm insecure, I have body dysmorphia, I don't like the way I look, I don't like the way people are perceiving me, I feel like a little boy, I feel like I'm at victim weight, I feel like anybody can beat me up, right? I'm small, I'm a stick figure. That's what I'm thinking. I'm using that pain to help fuel and help me to progress. I identified it first. It put me in the mindset. I stuck to the system I created for myself. Did I know that my workout split was going to work? No. Did I know if eating 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day was going to benefit me? Did I know how much protein I was eating? No, I wasn't even tracking macros at the time. I didn't know for sure anything. I just knew for sure what I had to do system-wise to get where I wanted to go. Right? If we knew the future, if we knew everything that was going to happen, there would be no challenges, no fear, no nothing. We wouldn't have to work for anything. There wouldn't be any pleasure. Or maybe it would just all be pleasure, and life would be boring, and that's not a life we want to live. We need that pain. The pain is fuel. The pain is good, but we avoid pain because we think it's bad. No, pain is just, on the other side of pain is a new outcome. When you think about it that way, when you have the mindset, pain is not an excuse. Pain is not to be used to label yourself as a victim or avoid. Right? But when you use it as fuel, as rocket fuel, man, forget the outcome. Forget the outcome. The outcome of whatever you're trying to get to is going to come and go. It's going to come and go. I got up to 210 pounds. It came and then it went. And I realized I didn't want to be there. And I dropped back down to 190, 195. And I was at a very lean weight that I really enjoyed. But to get to that 210 pounds for my frame, especially at 6'1", I don't have the biggest frame, but to get to 210 pounds, boy, that took a lot. But sticking to that system for 6 months, man, that's all I knew. All I knew. That's called absolute resolve. There was no tug like, oh, should I go to the gym today? Should I skip today? No, that's my life. That's all I know to do. That was all I knew to do. This system was all I knew to do. There's no negotiation within myself like, oh, should I go to the gym today? And no, because if I didn't go to the gym, in my head, I was going to, I'm going to lose muscle today, or I'm going to lose weight, or if I don't get this 3,000 calories in today. I'm not going to be able to get my good lift in if I didn't do these superstitious things, like if I didn't like tie my shoe correctly, or if I didn't take my pre-workout at the correct time, or if I didn't, you know what I'm saying, these little superstitious or measured, calculated things that I did. I placed these around myself as consequences, so there was no negotiation to get out of the system that I knew if I stuck to, I was going to get a good outcome. The exact outcome I was going to get to, I don't freaking know. I didn't freaking know. I couldn't tell the future, but I knew to stick to the system because that was all I knew. There was no negotiation. I identified the pain. I fixed my mindset, and then I stuck to the system, and then I reached the success of getting to the 210 pounds and the figure that I wanted, and, you know, getting into bodybuilding and stuff like that, right? Your system, your structure, your routine, your system, your structure, your routine will allow you to be sure of success. Like that.